Hi guys, this is Brian McLaughlin with LearnToGrapple.com, and today we're going to go over the north-south choke, or what we call it in my school, the lat choke. Keep this arm. So I have three finishes that I like to do from here. Okay. The first is a one-handed finish. The second is what I call the Marcello finish with a gable grip. And the third is what I call the Munson finish with X'd out arms. The key is when I'm in side control, first thing I want to do is I block his hip. Right? So I decide that I want to do my north-south choke, I block his hip. This is to prevent him from following me as I start walking out to create my angle. Next thing I do is I like creating a lot of pressure. Everything I do from the side down is first started with hard pressure. I come here. What this is going to do is he's going to fight into me. I turn his head all the way around. Then as he fights into me, I come over here. And I just want to kind of be loose on his head right now. It's not tight. I'm just making sure that he's staring at the ceiling. Because if he can turn his head into me, then I'm in trouble. But if he's staring at the ceiling, I'm pretty good. Now I start creating my angle. I want to angle off here, almost at a 45. I'm going to slide back, slide back. I like to come inside now, fight. This grip, I push his wrist to his hip. Now I'm going to keep sliding back. I'm going to put my lat underneath his chin. I always say nipples to the mat. Then you know you've got it. Right from here, I'm just going to inch over a little. My one-handed finish, I'm just going to squeeze and drop my shoulder. I'm making this motion with my shoulder, making sure my thumb is up. My next finish is I'm going to take that choking hand, I'm going to chop my fingers in half and close as I suck in. Right from the side down, blocking the hip, coming over, walking, and now, circle out this way. I'm going to make this grip with my hands, okay? Now as I'm here, I'm going to drop down with my shoulder. I'm going to suck my both elbows in as I kind of pull him into me. This is the finish that I've kind of seen guys like Marcelo Garcia do a lot. The next finish is what I call the Munson. I learned this on Jeff Munson Instructional, and I actually find this to be my highest percentage finish. So just like before, I block the hip, create my shoulder pressure, I walk over, push the arm out. Now, I'm going to crisscross my arms. I'm going to make an X with my arms. I come underneath, and X marks the spot right here. I want this X directly under my pecs. Now, I drop and I lower chest down, wrists up. This creates a simultaneous choke and neck crank motion. So the grip, one, lift them up, come underneath, two. Wrist on wrist, pull up. And what I found is it's going to hurt a little bit on your wrist. That means you're doing it right. If it hurts a little on you, it's going to hurt a lot on him. Something I like about that finish is it doesn't really matter if this arm gets caught in. This arm is going to kind of disrupt your other finishes. But for the Munson, if I'm here and his arm gets stuck in, that's okay. As long as I have a good chest slide, I'll just lift up, X down, and I'm still going to get the choke. Now, common mistakes with this move, and there's a lot of little things you can do that can make your life a lot more difficult than it has to be. The first is people won't block the hip. They'll come over and they'll just wrap the head. The problem is the guy will just start following you with these hips, and it's just going to make life more difficult than it has to be. If you have good top heavy control, you can get away with it, but it's so easy just to come out and block that hip, and it's worthwhile. The next thing is that people won't slide to finish. They'll try to finish by cranking upward. So they'll lock their hands, they'll try to crank, they'll lift up. And when you're here, I don't really have a good bite on this carotid. My lat, the big muscle of my back, has to slide in. That's going to be accomplished by making this sliding motion. And what I think is that I'm trying to pull his head off his body. So it's not just downward pressure, it's a pulling back. all right? That's really gonna help me finish this move. So when I'm here, I'm not gonna just start trying to crank. I'm not gonna twist on my side either. I'm gonna loosen the choke to give my lat room to work. And slide, slide, slide. I think once your nipples are on the mat, then you're good. One-handed finish. Marcelo finish. Munson finish. For the Munson finish, you are going to have to rise up a little, just trying to make that transition as smooth as possible. So one more time from the beginning. So that was our north-south choke, or our lat choke from side control.